Your voice, your opinion, your community. Fact TV, free speech, protected.
So there's a character named Joe Petto,
Yeah.
and he has a son named Pino.
Yep.
I can see where this is going.
Stevie Wonder could see where this is going.
All this and more on Gory Storytime.
Warning. Gory Storytime is a horror movie review show by a son and his dad who thought that letting his 5-year-old watch scary movies was acceptable. If you are offended by horror or talk about blood and gore by a child, or if you don't want horror movies from the 60s through today spoiled, then there is a remote stuck in your couch cushion next to potato chip crumbs. Use it. And of course, parental discretion is advised.
Why? You didn't use any.
Shut up and start the show.
Welcome to Gory Storytime. I'm your host, Jason.
I'm his co-host and father, Craig. And this week we're doing our second Christmas horror movie of the year.
Yeah.
And final.
And final movie of the year.
It's their final movie of the year. The next one will be coming back in January. We usually try to start on what's coming up for the year. Our
Looking
preview,
forward.
Our looking forward preview. But anyway, so I think we've hit all of these now, including the remake, right? Silent Night, Deadly Night?
We definitely did the remake. We
Right.
did the remake before I ever saw 3,
I know we
4,
did
5.
1. I know we did 2 because we talked a lot of smack about it.
I know we did 3 because it had the brain
And I
thing.
think like last year we might have done 4, The Invitation, right? I'm not a...
He doesn't know.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure. I thought it was
Well,
the initiation.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Whatever. The point is, I think this might be the final one in our reviews of this series, including, well, until 7 comes out.
Right, which I heard is supposed to happen.
That's why I
So
mentioned
hopefully.
it. So here's the premise. This one's a different premise than the others. There's someone who makes toys who left a toy on someone's doorstep, and it then killed somebody. The toy did. And coincidentally, there's a guy in town named Joe Petto who makes toys.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's crazy.
right. And there's someone else who's like researching Joe Petto's toys, buying a bunch, and then like taking them apart to see if there's anything messed up with them. And basically, while that person's trying to stop whoever's making these toys, there's a woman who lost her husband and her kid, who are the ones whose house that toy had come to. That's why she
Right.
lost her husband. It's kind of convoluted.
It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. And if you've seen part 4, some of the characters are the same, up to and including characters who have passed on, but we'll get into that in the behind-the-scenes stuff.
We will.
Is there anything else you want to say about it?
If you don't want it spoiled for you,
Don't watch the
do
trailer.
not continue until you've watched the movie.
Like,
From this point on,
We-
everything in the movie will have been spoiled.
well, here's what I will say. We're going to talk about spoilers, which we do sometimes anyway. But if you don't want to see spoilers, then I would fast forward until after the trailer when I say,
Yeah.
Colin, why don't we show him the trailer to show him what we're talking about?
Welcome to the shop of Joe Petto. Here, you'll find the most amazing gadgets on Earth. Each toy is unique.
What a terrible accident. Sarah, you think this is an accident? Look.
Each specially designed by the craftsman himself.
Fuck, where did all these toys come from?
Sarah, what do you know about that old guy from the toy store? I wonder if I told you he was arrested for maiming some kids several years ago.
What reason could he have to hurt innocent children?
Joe Petto always wanted a real boy.
Where's Derek? He took him.
Who took him? Where? Who?
The man from the toy store.
But he'll have to make what he can get.
All you need is a little of that, and a little of that, and a little of that.
From the producer of Bride of Reanimator.
I want my boy. What have you done with him?
I'm your son now, not him.
With special effects by Screaming Mad George Inc. of Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. Comes the most incredible night yet. Mickey Rooney stars in Silent Night, Deadly Night 5, The Toy Maker.
Merry Christmas.
Well, all right. So,
yeah.
for anyone who didn't listen and skip ahead, you just saw
The
all
movie.
the reveals.
You saw it.
Up to and including if...
So how'd you like it?
yeah, right?
What was your favorite scene?
Yeah, don't do that, because then we don't have a job. Oh, hey, I should probably have that now.
Yeah,
right?
you probably should have that now.
Because now's the part of the show where we give a shout out. A shout out?
A shout out.
Yes, a shout out to our benevolent money
Giving people.
giving corporations that we.
Corpses, yes.
Not corpses.
Our money-giving corpses, thank you.
No, here's where we give a shout out to our weekly sponsors. This week, we are sponsored by, let's see. Okay, Gory Storytime is brought to you by The Nativity Gory, the new Christmas horror film from GST Films. The Nativity Gory is the story of a baby born of a virgin who's destined to be king of his people. The current king hears the prophecy of his coming and begins to slaughter all the newborn baby boys. 3 men from the Middle East have to travel to save the baby from the evil king. It's a bloody twist on a tale we all know. The Nativity Gory, coming soon to a small, mostly unknown streaming service to be announced.
Mostly unknown to be announced. Okay. And by A Very A-Hole Christmas. The Christmas album for people who are just awful. You know who you are, you prick. Featuring hit songs like Frosty the Douchebag, It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Kiss My Ass.
Yeah, not that.
I'm kicking my... and the classic Violent Fight. A Very A-Hole Christmas sets the mood for those who don't hate the holidays, just the people around them. A Very A-Hole Christmas. Stick it up your stocking this Christmas season.
All right. Now we get into the part of the show where we break down the behind-the-scenes information. Most people would call it meat and potatoes, but this one calls it...
Meat and beef.
The meat and
Or
beef.
as I like to call it,
the meat
the meat and beef, the show.
Yes. You want to go first?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Mickey Rooney wrote a letter of protest against the first Silent Night, Deadly Night, stating that the scum who made it should be run out of town for having sullied the sacredness of Christmas. Then, he co-starred in this 5th installment of the series. Rooney even dresses up as Santa Claus in the finale.
And as you could tell from the trailer, it wasn't even him. But
It wasn't even him, but I mean, it was still Mickey Rooney.
Right. During the scene where Noah is playing Santa at the mall, a little girl asks him for a copy of the movie Bride of Reanimator, which is a film directed by the screenwriter Brian Usna. He also directed the 4th Silent Night, Deadly Night. Additionally, the little girl was played by Usna's daughter, Zoe Usna.
The characters Pino and Petto are references to Pinocchio and Geppetto? What?
Finish the sentence.
From the classic 1883 novel. What?
The building used for external shots of Sarah's workplace are the headquarters of the now defunct Live Home Video, the company that originally released this movie on VHS in North America. Saved them money there.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you can film it outside of here. 5.
Yeah. Richard N. Gladstein, who served as a producer, plays an extra/actor with no dialogue in the previous film in this series, Initiation, Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 4.
In this, he plays an actor with no dialogue, period.
In the previous movie, he played a character with a full role while serving as producer.
See, you made it sound opposite
like, what
because
is
you
going
didn't
on
stop
here?
at the period.
Okay.
That's why grammar and punctuation are important. Co-writer and director Martin Kitrosser went to work as script supervisor on every Quentin Tarantino film.
Nice. Neith Hunter and Conan Yuzna.
It's probably Conan.
Oh. Reprising the roles of Kim and Lonnie from Silent Night, Deadly Night 4 Initiation. Kim seemingly has adopted Lonnie. Her oblique references to having been through prior traumatic events suggest that The Toymaker is a direct sequel.
Here's the problem with that. Clint Howard also appears reprising his role of Ricky from Initiation, despite his character having died and been devoured by giant maggots.
Giant alien maggots. The toy called Larry the Larvae should have been called Larry the Larva, as larvae is plural.
Hey, it's kind of like that hallelujah, hallelujah thing from when we make...
hallelujah is multiple hallelujahs.
Sure. No, every time we make fun of, what's her name?
Medea. What's her name?
Yeah, she always, the character's a she.
Yeah.
And it's always hallelujah, and it's like, get it? That's the joke. It's not hallelujah.
It's hallelujah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Harold is killed during his drive back when Larry the Larvae crawls into his mouth and bursts out of his eye. This is a fact that was written down on IMDb.
Oh, yeah.
The head used for Harold is obviously fake.
Gee. Is that a Christmas thing? Yeah. Okay. When Derek visits Santa, the microphone dips into...
Comma. So pause there. Then the microphone
dips into top of the frame.
It's not Santa the microphone.
With wind muff, it says. I don't know what wind muff is, but the boom mic came into screen.
Wind muff would be just
like the this part.
It's the thing that like
the
stops it from
protector or whatever.
Yeah, well, a pea popper is a little different.
Yeah,
the pea pop preventing thing. Everything is Terrible is a video performance collective that's responsible for a never-ending treasure trove of found videos, psychedelic documentary feature films, and an international touring live show. In their holiday special from 2012, they showed clips of this movie. So they must have thought badly of it to call it.
What, Everything is Terrible?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, of course.
Have you ever seen any of their stuff?
Have you ever seen this?
Have you ever seen any of their stuff?
No. I've never heard of them.
Oh, I learned about it from Timmy Boo.
Is it like... Oh, of course it was Timmy Boo.
Oh, yeah.
In one scene, the TV is showing an episode of the animated Rambo Saturday cartoon from the 80s. I noticed this at the time, and I had never seen it.
Yeah, I had back... Because I'm old.
Yeah.
Anyway. Also, Derek is watching Silent Night, Deadly Night 4 on TV at one point. Obviously odd, since characters from it are in this film. It's the same actors.
His mother and father are from the other film.
Oh, and as you like to say,
Rotten Tomatoes exists.
Rotten Tomatoes exists. And what they do is they take all the professional reviewers and all the, well, they claim to.
So many of them.
They claim to. And they look at positive and negative reviews, and then they give you a percentage based on what percent gave a positive.
Reviews, yeah.
So whatever their number is, that's not really on Rotten Tomatoes. They do try to like finagle things now, but originally that was the way it was intended.
Yeah.
And there was two?
There were 2 critic reviews.
So what did it, one? Well,
so one person gave it a 3 out of 10.
So a failing review.
Definite failing. And the other one gave it a 3 out of 5.
Just passing.
Both of them said not so nice things about the movie, but one of them obviously liked it better.
So it would still count as a 50% because it's technically...
one-on-one.
One positive, one negative, which is really...
So you can take us into account.
Yeah, so when you hear our thing, maybe that'll help you decide if it's good or bad. The people can also vote, and a whopping 23% of the people thought this was
which is at
worth
like
watching.
250,000 reviews.
Yeah.
So I trust that number. It's by the numbers, it's more accurate than the one I've got.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because most
So
people that
those
watch
aren't
this are
positive.
going to be people that want to watch a horror Christmas movie.
Right.
Which,
These are not positive numbers.
no.
I don't know technically
Is there
think that
anything else
either of them
before
speak
we
to this
do
movie.
our favorites and least
I mean,
favorites?
you've already seen the movie.
If you've watched the trailer, yeah.
If you've
basically.
watched this episode, you've seen it.
Here's the thing: if you know anything about this series and our review series,
So essentially,
I love
if you
the first
love the first one and can stomach the second one, it's rough.
There's
rough.
there's like 2 scenes worth watching total. One of them involves garbage.
Yeah, one of them does involve garbage, and the rest of the movie also involves garbage.
Well, the other kind of garbage.
No, same kind of garbage.
Well,
but if you can stomach 2, you need to get to 3, because 1 and 3 are amazing. 3 is like on a new level.
it's out there, and then 4 and 5 are like a new story.
They're new from each other as well.
Yes,
by
there
like.
But they're tied together.
99%.
It's kind of like if you've ever watched Tusk and then watched Yoga Hosers. It's got characters from Tusk in it that are having a totally unrelated adventure. I think that's how you would describe 4 and 5.
Kinda.
There's one thing that happens, and then the woman moves on, and then another thing
But
happens.
she's not acting like the kind of woman who's been attacked by alien maggots. All right.
You don't know how they act. Have you been attacked by alien maggots?
No, but Clint Howard was, and he died.
Yeah, well, it didn't stop him from coming back.
Yeah, well, whatever. Sometimes they come back.
I mean, it didn't bother you in the 3 from Hell trilogy.
No.
That they
It
died
did.
every time.
Every single time. It bothered me, actually, a lot.
Anyway.
Okay.
But you liked
Yes.
them anyway.
And I liked this. Whatever.
There we go. All right. Now, what was your least favorite?
Okay.
I'm guessing it's something you learned today.
It's not connected to 4. I don't care what they think. Okay?
Even though
You
same
watch
characters
4 and
moved
you
on.
watch 5, you will not know.
I mean, in 5 they watch 4, so
It's like, who? Doesn't care. I don't care. It doesn't
continuity
matter.
doesn't exist in
These movies.
at least in
I mean,
4 and 5. 2, it's
No, and 3. Because, like, now he's got a telepathic connection to an old woman from states away.
But let's stop reviewing the other ones and get to this. So,
Yeah, just, I don't know. This movie should have been its own thing. It could have very well stood on its own 2 legs
and
with
you can
no
basically
help.
watch it without the other.
You don't need the other one. So to think
The twist at the
that
very
it is,
end
I mean, like,
with the good guy, I'm not going to give it away because that wasn't quite said in the trailer. I would say doesn't mean that you have to have seen the other one.
at all.
Like, it works in and of itself as that reveal.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. My least favorite thing. If you've seen the first Silent Night, Deadly Night, you know that it is a bloody, gory, offensive, amazing,
It's just vile,
low budget,
like wretched,
buckets of blood. Like the kid watches his mom get
like Christmas
SA,
spirit be damned.
You know, is what they say, so you don't get kicked off.
Christmas
of YouTube.
Eve is the scariest damn night of the year.
Exactly. And then this basically, before they started playing uncensored things on like USA and Sci-Fi and stuff like that,
Could have gone
this could
completely
have
uncensored.
been played basically as is on
This is
USA
like a Christmas
in the 80s and 90s.
special version of Are You Afraid of the Dark?
And
Right? Like,
they used to play lots of horror movies on USA on Saturdays. They had a show called Saturday Nightmares, and they would just cut out the nudity and the cussing and leave in most of the blood. Some of the violence they would trim, so they'd play like some like Friday the 13th and stuff.
yeah,
Well, they wouldn't have had to cut anything out.
anything.
Like, I don't really remember there was I think one S-bomb.
I think maybe
Which
late in the
fits
movie there's an F-bomb, but like
So like, it's insane.
maybe
It's insane
It's
that it's
rough.
a R-rated movie and that it's part of this series because of the
it's just
lack of.
It's like Police Academy 5.
It's like if they-
it's good, but it's not Police Academy.
Or like if they said, "Hey, we're gonna do Terrifier 3. This time he's just going to Disneyland and riding the rides." You'd be like, "No."
First of all, if you
No.
wouldn't watch 90 minutes of
Of
Art the
him
Clown
not hurting
going on
anyone?
rides,
But not doing anything.
that's more tense.
That's more.
We've got time. Okay. So, my favorite scene?
Yeah.
Okay. Just for the mere ridiculousness, the switch out at the end where you find out that Pino killed Pedo, and now Pino is Pedo, and also he's Pino, and he's actually also a Ken doll underneath.
I mean, that part's not that surprising because he's
Like, it's
he's
awesome.
Pinocchio,
Like, the whole
and he hadn't
thing
become
is
human.
stupid,
All
and I
right.
loved it.
Okay, so that's your favorite part.
It's the best thing.
All right, my favorite part probably had to be that, some of the ideas that they had for the toys that would attack. They showed 2 toys specifically that I'm thinking of, and both of them are toys that nobody on planet Earth would want. One's just a round ball with Santa's head that spins around and it's evil and it grabs you and murders you.
With like fire and teeth.
And the other one is a giant larva made out of hard
connected
plastic.
to a string.
Made out of
A wire. It was RC.
Oh yeah,
It was a radio
It had
control.
yeah, it wasn't radio control. It was remote control. It had
Yeah.
a wire hooked to it, but it would go on its own because it was evil. But no, like I can see if it was slimy or something, but hard plastic electronic larva doesn't seem like it would be the big hit toy that they were hoping. But anyway.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I'm saying that is my favorite thing because they were such bad
It's
ideas.
over the top. It's
you look
cheesy
at it and go,
awesome.
no
Okay.
one would want that. This
So-
makes no sense. So I love it.
On a scale from 1 to 10,
For straight to movie,
for
straight
what
to
this
video
is,
movie, you know.
unconnected from 4,
Well,
I'm gonna give it a 6.5.
I'd say 6. It's fun. I really like it. It's just it needs to be gory.
Do you like Pinocchio?
It's not that.
It's kind of that.
I mean, it's not.
But that is our Christmas episode for the year.
All right.
Our second one.
Yeah. And our
There's stuff on
final
the side.
Yes.
Yeah. You can go to Fact TV channel 1082, Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. and Fridays at 7 p.m.
You can like us on Facebook, and as I say every week, when I say us, I mean Gory Storytime and Fact TV.
Yes, you can go to fact8.com, watch a bunch of the back episodes of this, as well as thousands of hours of other things.
And also, you can follow us on X. I'm at Craig Jakes, all one word, all lowercase.
I'm at Jiggly Fernbrain. I only tweet things that he says that I find funny and are out of context, usually out of context.
And then just check out the YouTube channel. Just type in Gory Storytime, subscribe. The 2 things that'll come up is mine, and a lot of episodes are also up on Fact TV. Give them a like and subscribe and click the notifications and all the stuff that they tell you to do on these.
So until next year,
yes,
I have been your host, Jason.
I'm his co-host and father, Craig, and
Merry Christmas,
and
Happy New Year, and sweet dreams.
There you go.